Why did black people vote for Barack Obama? Because he was black. Duh. They voted because they looked at the surface. They looked at the skin. And when you look at the surface, automatically, when you step into new territory that you have never been in ever before in life, the first thing you look for is somebody to identify with, to relate with. The two reasons that black people voted for Obama, number one, they thought he was the same culturally and that they could connect with him culturally, that he was connected culturally. The second reason, because he was black. And calm down. I don't mean every black person voted for Obama. That's not what I'm saying. There was black people who didn't vote for him because they actually thought through the process. They looked beyond skin color. They looked beyond all these superficial surface things, and they looked more at the character, the integrity. They looked at the statutes, the upbringing, the experience. But I'm talking to the people who went out and voted for him twice in a row, who are black, simply because of those two reasons alone. Let's dive into them a little bit. This is exactly what happens when you vote for a president based on feelings and passion instead of really doing your homework and your research and looking at policy, principle, real world, real life experience. Lame duck presidents are created when you put them in power when they don't have power or authority. You see what I'm saying? Two reasons black people voted for Obama. Let's deal with the first reason. First reason is culturally. They thought that culturally Barack Obama was the same as them, as a black person, that he shared the same African American black experience growing up here in America during the civil rights era, the 60s and 70s, 80s. But that experience is not the same. If any of you have taken time to actually read the words and read his book, he will tell you himself. He grew up with a white mother, white grandparents. That was his upbringing. That was how he came up. When you talk about the African American cultural experience, it looks different than a white American experience, than a Hispanic American experience, a Latino American experience, a Chinese experience. These cultures all are different and struggle and deal with different issues that culturally are not the same. Similar at the end of the day, but culturally not the same. The cultural experience is not the same. Therefore, you cannot share or expect somebody to share the same consent and outlook that you share. The conditions of the black neighborhood, let's per se, is not conditions that set because black people want them to be like that. They're conditions that set by policies that are pushed in those neighborhoods, policies that are pushed on a natural level. Poor policies create poverty. Poor policies create those type of conditions that black people in the hoods live in. Poor policy is what creates that. So if you had a president who culturally was connected, he would know that changing systems and policies to actually be able to make a real difference would have been on the agenda, but that wasn't, was it? Secondly, why did black people vote for Barack Obama? Because he was black. Duh. They voted because they looked at the surface. They looked at the skin. And when you look at the surface, automatically, when you step into new territory that you have never been in ever before in life, the first thing you look for is somebody to identify with, to relate with. You look to link with somebody, to have somebody there as a helpmate or an anchor, right? So automatically you are looking for somebody that kind of looks like you. What do I mean he's not black? He's mixed, and there is a difference. What I mean is a mixed kid who has a white parent and a black parent doesn't have the same experience in this country as a kid who had two white parents or a kid who had two black parents or two Hispanics. Is not the same. The experience of the mixed kid, the mulatto, is a totally different experience. That's not a black experience or a white experience. And it's not a combination of both. People think this is a combination of two different worlds. No, being mixed is its own world. You are actually outcasted from society. Things are a lot different now. I mean, hell, it's 2016. The whole world is brown. You know, there is not a place on this earth that doesn't have mixed children running around, that has created its own culture. So it's accepted everywhere. Everything's blended. All the lines have been blurred. Mixed children run the earth. That's what it is. But I'm talking about a time in which he grew up in which mixed children were not accepted. You were outcasted. You weren't accepted on the white side or the black side culturally. You were right in the middle in your own little ostracized box. That's why.